America, we've done goofed. The economy is in shambles, we're involved in wars that may well go into the next century, and able immigrants are being gunned down as terrorists. We need a leader to guide America back into greatness. That man is Daniel Count.
After his parents tragically died to a drunk driver in a serious car accident, Dan was raised by his Aunt Lillian for most of his life. He was not discouraged, however, and he longed for success to make his parents proud. Gifted in math, he majored in accounting and business at Princeton before later returning to Yale's business school. He held modest beginnings as an accountant at King's Geothermal Energy Incorporated, where he worked for years before being selected to succeed the current CEO. Due to his background, he became involved in philanthropy with the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and Doctors Without Borders.
When it comes to Iran, Dan supports current peace talks and would like to have constant surveillance over their nuclear programs. This will stimulate better relations and hopefully future trade contracts. Dan believes America should open dialogues with Putin for the removal of Assad from power in Syria and gradually hand power over to the people. In exchange for this, Dan would be willing to repeal sanctions on Russia.
Dan believes in strengthening our national borders and ports. Deportation is impractical, and he acknowledges the most significant problem is those coming in now. He will enforce background checks through a joint effort between the U.S. and Mexico. By acquiring sufficient information from both their previous lives in Mexico and current living conditions in the U.S., immigrants who come up clean will be granted a safe path to citizenship.
I do believe that all men and women of this fair country of ours should be entitled to their own choice. You know, there's an old saying, there is only one sin in life, and that is theft. You kill a man, you steal his life. You ban abortion, you steal a woman's right to her own choice. However, I am in support of the 20-week cutoff period for abortions, and I will continue to fund Planned Parenthood. I feel that most of the claims made towards this organization are false, and people need to understand that only 5% of Planned Parenthood is working towards abortion. There are many other bits of this organization which are working on other things which I believe should still be funded. A woman has the right to her own body, and I believe that that value is very important. Everyone am in full support for same-sex marriage. Whether you are a member of church or state, you do not have the right to suspend such an act. Whether you are heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, or so on, individuals are entitled to their beliefs, their sexuality, and their choice. Whether it be a moment of war, a moment of crisis, or anything, this belief should not be suspended under the House of State or federal government. We need to understand that this current system we have, this Obamacare, is far too rigid for American standards. We need to join the rest of the world, all Western first world countries, in this universal healthcare policy movement. That way, everyone can get the same treatment no matter what your income is.
Dan plans to make campaigns respectively in Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, Wisconsin, Virginia, Minnesota, Colorado, Nevada, New Hampshire, and North Carolina. He will contact large corporations he has good relations with to promote himself and offer assistance to certain small businesses. He will be sure to research each state's major issue and address them directly.
Dan Count will negotiate with others to achieve the best solutions possible and always work towards progress. His position as a CEO and the fact he will only place minor regulations on business and trade make him even attractive to would-be opponents. So come see him in Florida, Pennsylvania, or Ohio this week if you want to see a real candidate speak. America needs a fresh face, an incorruptible non-politician to lead us. If you are considering voting for someone else this election, don't. Vote Dan Count for your 2016 president.
Dan from accounting is a perfect human being with a chest go to better than Thor's and a face that makes angels weep out of envy.